Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome home, away from home. This is your home where we talk about everything, even the tricky things, but it never gets awkward. And for those of you who are returning subbies, welcome my lovies. And listen, I was done taking videos, doing vlogs and whatever for at least a month or two because there's something that I'm planning, and one might be traveling maybe. So I had decided that that's when I was going to be shooting content, and for the 2 months, which is September and October, I wouldn't be doing anything. But then you guys surprised me and just decided to give me 100 subbies, so I wasn't about to disappoint. That's why I decided to ask you guys on Instagram if whether I should do a story time where I let you in on either my experience with contraceptives or my experience with labor. Because for those of you who do not know and are new here, I am mother to a 2-year-old, terrible twos, and I gave birth 2020 on the 4th of April. So yeah, you guys chose that I should give you my story time about my labor. So let me welcome you properly. My name is Tebang Mwalusi, but you're so welcome to call me Miss T. It's just a preference, honestly speaking. And today I tried something new, as you can see on my face. Not so good. I'm not a professional MUA. I'm not even an MUA. I literally was playing around with the products that I have. I don't even have the correct concealers and foundation that is collaborating or communicating, complementing even my tone and complexion. So I tried something new because I'm tired of looking the same, my videos. Like, nah, come on. And disclaimer, you might hear some people talking in the background. That is my partner and our daughter, because I kicked them out the house. I need to shoot some content. So don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified the next time I post a new video. And welcome. Don't fear being a honey, because honeys are always honey, sweet as honey. So let's get right into it. Today I'm having Amarula. So I love my Amarula light, not the alcohol content light. I mean, I like it light, like very liquidic, not creamy. So it's actually not Amarula. I'll keep mistaking these two things. It's not Amarula, it's Wild Africa, because Wild Africa is much sweeter than Amarula. So it's Wild Africa with some full cream milk and ultramel, and I also added 1 cookie of, what's it, creamy Roman creamies, whatever those. Yeah, so that's what I'm having today. It's nice. So yeah, let's get right into it, guys. So 2019, a few months after myself and my partner started dating, we did the deeds. Obviously, that is how you get pregnant. We did the deeds, and I can't really say on what day, but it was end of June, I think. And we found out, like, to be honest, it sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. We knew right after the sexual intercourse that we were pregnant. It never had to be a thing of finding out 5 months later, 6 months later, and we don't know how it happened and whatnot. We knew immediately after sexual intercourse that we were pregnant, and we confirmed the pregnancy when I was already 4 weeks pregnant. We went to some gynecologist at Pine Haven hospital. What's it called? What's it called? I don't know. I forgot the name, but I know it's in Pine Haven, right close to the mall, Cradlestone Mall. So we confirmed our pregnancy, and we were given an estimated date of delivery, which was 17th of April. And yeah, my pregnancy was hectic. First of all, it was hectic emotionally, physically, mentally. I won't say it was because I wasn't ready, because I knew from the beginning that I was pregnant already. Before I even took a test, because we tested twice. We tested for after 2 weeks of intercourse, and the test came out negative. And amazingly, we were so disappointed. I don't know why. We were so disappointed, but my partner decided that why not get more test again. And when we tested for the second time, after 3 to 4 weeks, that's when the test came back positive, and we were scared and all that and whatever. Then we got to confirm the pregnancy, and even after confirming the pregnancy with the gynecologist, our parents, or rather our families, didn't know as yet. So my partner told his mom before I even could tell my mom, because I didn't know how I was gonna break the news to her. So he told his mother, and at least one of our mothers knew. So then I had no choice but to now tell my mom, because you know what they say about when you're pregnant and no one knows and you're trying to keep it a secret, because first of all, why did you even get pregnant before marriage, you know? So that's what was happening with me. I tried to keep it a secret. I was actually hoping that my family would find out when I was at least like 6 months. So I managed to keep the pregnancy a secret for at least 3 months. And then, and then it came a time where now I'm super tiny. I was super tiny. I will put a picture that will demonstrate of how tiny I was somewhere here. So I was super tiny, and I mean, you are firstly tiny, all of a sudden unomkhabe. Uthataphi lo mkhabe. You get me? So I had no choice but to come up with a way of how to tell my mom. So I remember I lied to my mom, and I told her, then they already knew Colin, which is my partner. Then I told my mom that, hey, you know, I've been sick lately. I've never always been a healthy girl. I've always had complications when it comes to health. So I told my mom that, I've been sick lately, and I don't know what's going on with me. So I asked my boyfriend to take me to a doctor, and he said he will pay. My mom was so mad. She was like, you guys just started dating right now. Why would you ask a man to take you to a doctor? Why don't you tell us to take you to a doctor? So then I told her, we went to the doctor because he also suggested that I do so. And more than anything, they did blood tests, so we are waiting for the results. I was trying to make it seem like if the results come back as, yes, you are pregnant, which I already knew, I was going to act surprised and be like, Kwenzakalani. But yeah, that was the lie that I gave to my parents. And I let 4 weeks to 5 weeks pass until I could tell my mom, oh, yo, the result did buile, and apparently I am pregnant. And yeah, so that's not how she found out, by the way. I one day decided that it was during December, I think, November, December. We had come from a trip in Mabalingwe. We were traveling with my partner and his friends. So this is also another disclaimer, because his friends think we fell pregnant when we were on the trip. So I was literally almost 5 months pregnant when we were at the trip, guys, if you guys are going to watch this. So we came back from Mabalingwe, and I had no choice now. It's already 4 to 5 months later, and I need to now speak up and tell my parents that I was pregnant. Okay. Then on a Monday, I decided to just get my phone and tell my mom via WhatsApp that I was pregnant. Her reaction. She was like,
"No, Japan! There's no way! You can't be pregnant! You are still in school, you are doing your first year! What were you thinking? You were supposed to be delivering a certificate or a degree! You are delivering a baby!"
my mom judged me. Like, I think she wasn't thinking, or she didn't notice that she was judging me, but she judged me. Guys, but then moving on, I decided I wasn't gonna tell my dad. As long as she knew, she was gonna tell my dad, and my dad would tell my brother. And it ends there. And my dad would tell the rest of the family. As long as my mom knew, that's all that mattered to me. So now, the whole procedure, cultural stuff, that they need to write a letter to my boyfriend's house. So as much as his parents knew, it's by law within our tradition or culture that a letter is written and sent to my boyfriend's house, where they explain to them, we are Tepan's parents, our names are so and so, this is our surname, she is from this household, and your son chose to get under the sheets with our daughter and get her pregnant. So we are just wondering if you guys know about that, and if it's a family that requires that the guy's family or the guy pays for damages being a ransom that a guy pays for a girl who he got pregnant without having married the girl before. So out of wedlock stuff actually. So my parents chose to not do that because my parents have always liked Colin. I don't know. I wonder how much they are even gonna charge him if he decides to marry me. Because I was expecting to hear Colin say, "Yo, your parents want me to pay 3,000 or 6,000 rands." But my mom was like, we're not gonna do that to the poor child. That is the answer that my mom gave me when I asked her why. So yeah, lucky for him. So moving on now, I'm trying to now indulge in the fact that I'm pregnant and try to enjoy my pregnancy. Honestly speaking, my partner really tried to make my pregnancy worthwhile. He would make sure like every single month we would go out, and not just go out once, eat out, go to the movies, just go to his friends' houses, and just not be stagnant. He really tried, but he would also confess or confirm that I was not really feeling it. Like, I would fight with him so much. I also don't know why I was fighting with him. Maybe it was my hormones or what, but I don't know. But we went through the most in our relationship when we were pregnant, and I want another baby, but I don't think I want to go through that with him again because I almost lost my man. But anyway, yeah, I never lost him because look at me, child. Who'd want to leave this? I'm joking. Anyway, moving on. So now both families know about the pregnancy, and some are happy, some are not. I don't really care. And life goes on. We keep visiting the gynecologist and all that. Now let's get into the finances. I had decided that I was going to give birth at the Life Robinson Hospital. Well, we decided, the both of us. At first, I had suggested to my partner that rather let's go to a public hospital, maybe Leratong Hospital, because I was also born there. For those who don't know it, it's in Kagiso. Or what? Chamdo. Wait, I don't know. Wherever it is. Yeah. But I was born in Leratong Hospital. So fortunately, my partner was born in a private hospital. So he was like, what? Never. I'm not going to be born in a private hospital and my baby's born in a public hospital. I ain't going to do that. So my partner was like, listen, child, I'm working. You might not be working. You might be in school, but I will make sure that I handle the finances. So he was meant to pay 22,000 rands because we had planned for a natural bath like everyone. And he paid it. He managed to pay it within a month to 2 months. I think 2 months time. Yeah, because he wanted to pay it all at once. And I was like, nigga, they're going to think that you have money at that hospital and they might try shenanigans, which they already did. And yeah, so he paid the 22,000 rands and everything was sealed. Everything was okay. Now, it got to a point where I didn't like my gynecologist anymore. And because my partner didn't want me to have a male gynecologist, I have to look for a midwife. So I found a midwife at the hospital that I gave birth at. And she was a very good woman. I'm not gonna lie. She was very understanding. She was very supportive. She was also good at her job, if I do say so myself, you know. We had a very beautiful journey within my pregnancy. She detected a lot of things that my gynecologist never gave herself time to check. She's the one who found out that I actually had an infection. She dealt with the infection, and I never got to deal with it again during my pregnancy. And she changed my medication, the tablets and capsules that I were to drink throughout my pregnancy, because the gynecologist didn't really care. She never prescribed proper medication for me during my pregnancy. So honestly speaking, the midwife was heavenly sent, God sent. And yeah, then in my 8th month of pregnancy, I forgot how many weeks those are, how many weeks you are pregnant when you are in your 8th month. But we went to Life Wilgehavel Hospital. It's close to Clearwater Mall. So we went there to some radiologists to check what the gender of the baby is. And this child has always had attitude. I know I also have attitude, but my child is worse. She's beyond. But anyway, Gastswana, they say, then we got to see that it was a girl. We were hoping for a girl, but we were already bracing ourselves for disappointment, because from my partner's family, all his cousins, and I mean, when I say cousins, I mean people his age and within his generation line or line of generation. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, none of them have daughters. Maybe others, but I'm talking about those who I knew or I know. So we were assuming, your sister has 2 boys, his sister has 2 boys, and his cousins have boys. So we thought to ourselves, it's gonna be a boy. Then luckily God listened, because I prayed about it and God brought me what I wanted. It was a girl. We were happy, and yeah. Then comes where now we have to start preparing for Labor Day or birth. Okay. My midwife decides to send me to that gynecologist whom I left, whom I clearly stated that I didn't like. Unfortunately, that's the only gynecologist that midwife worked with, because that gynecologist worked at 2 different hospitals. So one of the hospitals is the hospital that I found the midwife at. So there was nothing that she was honestly going to do. There's nothing that she could have done. From her side, I really understand. But from my perspective, I still wish I could have been given or afforded an opportunity to choose my own gynecologist outside of her network. So she recommended that I go for my last checkup at the gynecologist that I used to work with, whom I left. And that black lady decided that I was too tiny to go through natural birth. There's been tiny people who've given birth to big babies before, naturally so. So, you know what? Let's move on. It's about to get me pissed off. So she was like, you are too tiny to give birth naturally, and more than anything, your cervix hasn't started opening. So you might be induced for thingy, cesarean. Okay? Hi. So me and my partner have to now go back to the drawing board and decide, Hori, are we now gonna plan ahead for in case we do need to get a cesarean? So unfortunately at that time, get it last minute. It's last minute things, and she even suggested the gynecologist had suggested that the date of birth is no longer going to be estimated for the 17th of April 2020, but she might come. I mean, my daughter might be born at least a week and a few days earlier, and she was correct about that. She came on a day that was supposed to be my baby shower. Maybe she was saving me from something, because there were some malicious things that were going on. So, and a few people that I wasn't going to invite. Maybe that was also going to raise some hatred. I don't know. So I really thank God that she came on that day. But anyway, moving on. The baby came on the 4th, whereas she was supposed to come on the 17th. You'll do the math. So on the 3rd of April, it was a few weeks after my partner had bought this place. So we are chilling in bed. It's almost 12 midnight, and I'm watching this other video. I'm gonna put the video in right now.
Ndikhulumile mos. Uchaza
yakho masibingaka intoni
ukuhlupheka vele yanibona mos.
Uhlupheka kanjani?
Uhlupheka ngibheka umsebenzi mos.
Akho umsebenzi njani? Ungachazi into kuba mhlawumbe usihlupheka ngantoni ngetroli uzidosela itroli umsebenzi awukho and ungekho umsebenzi nje awunakutya xa ungabe kunamhlanje.
As I'm watching this video, it made me laugh so much that I induced my own labor. Just as I was starting to come down from the laugh, my labor pains started. So I got labor pains from 11. No, I'm lying. It was 11:30 at night. Until the following day, when I gave birth around 20 to 3, or was it 2:30 in the afternoon? You do the math. That is how long I was in labor pains. So we are now in bed, and I tell him, babe, I'm in pain. So the pains started getting worse and worse and worse, to a point where he was like, Tepang, listen, I'm not gonna take this light. I'm gonna get ready. He's gonna put his clothes on. I must also put my clothes on, but be comfortable in those clothes. So I was like, listen, I'm just gonna put on a nightgown and a night dress and a gown, so I'm comfortable. So we got in bed. He got in bed with jeans on, a jacket on, socks on, so that when I say, hey, baba, it's time to go, he just jumps inside his sneakers and we leave. Literally 20 something minutes past 12. I forgot what it's called. I'll put the term here, but it's that jelly like thingy that drops, that indicates that you might be going into labor. I went to the toilet, sat on the toilet. It felt like I needed to pee with immediate effect, and that jelly thing came out. Hey, if I didn't die that day. Yeah. Hey guys, please use contraceptives. No, actually don't. Rather use the best contraceptive, which is a condom. That's the best one for me. These other ones, guys, the jelly thing came out, and the pains got worse, like skyrocket now. Ne? And I was like, bro, let's go. Let us go. And at first I was stubborn, as I am. And he kept suggesting that we leave, and I was like, relax. Maybe it's nothing. We could be wasting petrol. So let's relax. Drove to Krugersdorp. He dropped me off at my parents' house. He went home. We kept communicating the entire night. I want to give you an indication of the sounds that I would make. And that's the same sound that my baby made when she was born. People, when they are in so much pain during labor or during labor pains, they'll be screaming and all that. The pain that I felt, it only allowed me to do a constant sound, a rhythmic one as well. I would say, She comes. They call the gynecologist. She comes. She's like, oh, sorry. I forgot about you. Literally. Ucho njalo.